I wound up teaching social studies and coaching football at Mankato West High School. Go Scarlets!
Tonight, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz makes his introduction as the Democratic VP presidential candidate at the DNC. And the new Mayo Clinic Hospital is a step closer to opening its doors. Plus, a major referendum, what the Tomah School District is proposing to be on the November ballot.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is off tonight. The third night of the Democratic National Convention is underway in Chicago. Nancy Pelosi and Bill Clinton both took the stage tonight, but the night belonged to Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, the Democratic nominee for vice president. Walz highlighted his upbringing in a small Nebraska town, his service in the Army National Guard, and his work as a high school teacher and football coach, work that eventually led to Congress and the state capitol.
It was those players and my students who inspired me to run for Congress. They saw in me what I had hoped to instill in them, a commitment to the common good, an understanding that we're all in this together.
Democrats called the theme for tonight a fight for our freedoms.
When we Democrats talk about freedom, we mean the freedom to make a better life for yourself and the people that you love. Freedom to make your own health care decisions.
Vice President Kamala Harris will be the headline speaker tomorrow night for the final night of the DNC. Well, lovely weather we had again here tonight, on a winning streak for August, I would say, and more of that to come this week, Greg.
Yeah, if you're definitely in favor of below average temperatures, more September-like, it's been pretty much what August has, minus maybe a day in the beginning when we were above 90, but most of the days have been below average. And today, once again, just some fair weather cumulus clouds develop in the afternoon, a little bit more cirrus there, high clouds in the later evening hours, but all in all, once again, very pleasant conditions and temperatures overall. As you see, our departure from high temperatures, 3 to 4 degrees still below average, so we're not quite to where we should be, but that's going to kind of change over the next few days. If you look at the big picture temperature-wise, definitely hot as you go for the southwest. That ridge and high pressure down there is going to begin to take shape and pull our direction, but it's still at least another 48 hours, so we're going to start seeing some impacts from that. So that's the good news if you don't want the heat or don't have it yet coming. Overall, there's our temperatures right now in the 50s to 60s. A little few high clouds to the west, but all in all, we're cooling off probably good, and that will be in the low to mid 50s, waking up La Crosse, getting back to 75 with a little more cloud with a south-southwest wind picking up. A little cooler in Eau Claire. They could have some fog issues like they had this morning, maybe once again. 72. And overall, Roman likes this forecast, but he's looking a little bit more questionable as it gets to this weekend, and I'll explain why he's a little bit concerned later in the broadcast.
Oh, he might be a hot dog, I'm
yes,
assuming. Okay, thank you, Greg. The trial date and location have been set for the man accused of killing Madeline Kingsbury. Adam Fravel's jury trial is set to begin on October 7th at the Blue Earth County Justice Center in Mankato. The trial, which is scheduled for up to 20 days, was ordered by Winona County's 3rd District Court. Earlier, Fravel's attorneys successfully argued for a change of venue, citing concerns about receiving a fair trial in Winona County. Fravel is facing first-degree murder charges in connection with the death of Madeline Kingsbury. Kingsbury went missing in March of 2023, prompting an extensive search involving thousands of volunteers. Her body was discovered in June, leading to Fravel's arrest the same week. A judge dismissed the case of an Onalaska man facing 17 felonies related to drug trafficking and gun crimes today. 30-year-old Efren Estrada was arrested on July 25th after police found hundreds of grams of drugs, including meth, fentanyl, Xanax pills, and marijuana. Police also found 10 firearms as well as ammunition and other drug paraphernalia. Estrada's La Crosse County case was thrown out because he now faces similar federal charges. 1 week from today, La Crosse's unsheltered population will be looking for new places to live as the camping ban on all city-owned property will be in effect. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall is learning how it will impact some nonprofits. Jeremy.
Emily Catholic Charities is a nonprofit that helps people experiencing homelessness. They offer a warming center where people can spend the night during the cold months. Advancement Director Rob Grover says they're seeing a demand for people who are needing more services. The clock is ticking for those camping on city-owned property like June Hart.
I have no idea where we're going. We just got a housing voucher a couple of weeks ago. The only problem is nobody's willing to rent to us.
Hart's husband has a criminal record, making housing more challenging to get. With Salvation Army at capacity and Catholic Charities Warming Center not opening up for overnights until the fall, its Advancement Director Rob Grover says there's a demand and they're having trouble accommodating. People can still shower there, but unlike its Eau Claire and Wausau locations, the La Crosse location isn't open for overnights 365 days a year.
We would love to be able to do more if the funding was there, if we had more of a partnership on that from the city and the county, but we don't have that right now. So we're trying to open when we can so that folks still can get some services.
Catholic Charities has seen more people come to them for shelter. Grover says he expects even more after the camping ban.
Some of those folks that were really apprehensive about coming into the shelter, they may be coming here. But the truth of the matter is, we've got capacity limits for safety reasons. We can't take everyone. So I think one of the concerns is going to be, where are people going to go?
Matthew Murray already knows where he'll be.
I've been trying to figure out where the state trail picks up, and guess what? I figured it out. So I think we're all just going to move from one trail to the other.
Grover says capacity and overnight stays may be limited, but the nonprofit isn't giving up on helping the homeless.
We're going to do everything we can to have as much space as we can, to have the space be as comfortable as we can, and we are in conversations on what can we do to maybe be open more to be able to help people.
And I also reached out to the Reach Center, a social services organization, to find out how they think the camping ban on city-owned property will impact them. An interim director of one of their partners says when the camping ban on city-owned property goes into effect next week, the collaborative services available at Reach will be available for our unhoused neighbors. We will continue to provide services to address housing instability. Emily.
Thank you, Jeremy. Winona County drivers, take note. A major road closure begins tomorrow. The Highway Department says County Road 17 will be shut down for up to 4 weeks as crews replace a culvert box. Both lanes will be closed to traffic, but local residents will have access to an alternate route. Plan your commute accordingly and expect delays in the area. The new Mayo Clinic Hospital in La Crosse is another step closer to opening its doors to patients. Today, Mayo Clinic leaders and officials toured the newly built facility for a first-hand look at the equipment and facilities they say make it a true state-of-the-art hospital. Things like an advanced radiology lab and new cardiology and gastroenterology units, which they say have been designed to ensure the hospital is equipped not only to meet today's needs, but those of the foreseeable future.
It allows us to continue to build on things that were not available in older architecture and older buildings. So this is a bright beacon. It's not the only thing we have here, but this allows us to kind of see what the future will bring here for the region.
The hospital will house 96 beds and feature things like digital door displays that provide staff with valuable patient information. A new direct file program will soon be available to Wisconsin taxpayers. Governor Tony Evers announcing today that Wisconsin will join the IRS direct file program for tax filing season 2025. This means Wisconsin taxpayers will have the option to file their taxes online directly with the IRS for free. According to the U.S. Department of Treasury, taxpayers spend an average of 13 hours and $270 a year preparing their taxes. The program Direct File will ultimately save Wisconsinites time and money. Thomas School Board is asking for your help with a major decision. On Monday, they voted 6-1 to put a $177 million referendum on the November 5th ballot. Now, if approved, the district will use the funds to build a new high school, turn the current high school into a middle school, and convert the old middle school into an elementary school. The referendum would also include upgrades to various student programs.
Very excited about the potential for the collaborative learning spaces, increasing the access for our fine arts programs, increasing the access to our gyms that would be available for extracurricular, et cetera, through this particular capital referendum.
Residents are told to be keeping an eye on their mailboxes because the district will be sending out information as part of their informational campaign. An attack on Moscow. Ukraine forces send a wave of drones into the Russian capital. The latest when we come back.
The Labor Day sale is going on now at International Furniture. 40% off the retail price on all upholstery in stock and special orders. All in-stock pictures, rugs, lamps, and accessories, 50% off the retail price. International Furniture, I-90 Airport Exit 2, La Crosse.
I'm Lori, and I live on the Mississippi River here in southwest Wisconsin. I had a Harley for about 24 years. Years ago, bikers helped do sandbagging during the big flood. They enjoyed it so much they decided, well, let's just make this an annual event. It's called the Flood Run, and it makes me very happy to live here along the river. I voted for Donald Trump in 2016. That was one of the biggest mistakes I have ever made, period. He calls our military suckers and losers. My dad is buried in Fort Snelling National Cemetery, and he was no sucker. He was a patriot. I have no idea what drives Donald Trump to say those things. And now he says he wants to be a dictator, but he said only for a day.
I'm gonna be a dictator for one day.
A dictator for a day is a dictator for life. Once he's a dictator for a day, he's really gonna like that. And there goes our rights. With Donald Trump, the big fear is what comes next.
ABPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
The Labor Day sale is going on now at International Furniture. 40% off the retail price on all upholstery in stock and special orders. All in-stock pictures, rugs, lamps, and accessories, 50% off the retail price. International Furniture, I-90 Airport Exit 2, La Crosse.
Russia's capital came under attack today when Ukrainian forces sent one of its largest waves of drones ever into Moscow. The Kremlin says those 11 drones were shot down, but Vladimir Putin's forces also have their hands full as Ukrainian troops try to push further into Russia. CBS's Ian Lee gets details on Ukraine's incursion into Russia from a military commander.
Ukrainian forces poured over Russia's border 16 days ago. Helping to lead the charge was Commander Vitaly, whose identity we were asked to conceal.
What is the mood like that they're finally taking the fight into Russia?
First of all, it gave hope. It raised the morale of the personnel.
He says American mine-clearing equipment proved critical in the opening hours of the incursion. But as the battle progressed, Ukrainian drones became their greatest asset, the eyes in the sky protecting his troops and directing artillery. Another key factor, U.S.-led training of Ukrainian forces.
Has your NATO training helped with this kind of operation?
Yes, it opened our eyes in a new way. With this experience, we can conduct similar operations in the future.
But he keeps his focus on the here and now, to secure President Volodymyr Zelensky's buffer zone and to help ease the burden of Ukrainians fighting in the country's east. While visiting a factory, Zelensky admitted the situation in eastern Ukraine is difficult. Russian forces are gaining ground, moving in on the strategic city of Pokrovsk. But the fighting in Kursk, the commander says, is drawing some of those Russian forces away. Vitaly argues the Kursk operation shows Moscow can be beaten.
It shows they do not have any advantage. Their advantage is just in numbers.
He believes Ukraine's main advantage is the will to win. Ian Lee, CBS News, Sumy, Ukraine.
Law enforcement and fishing, an annual Cops and Bobbers event when we come back.
We got a couple more days of pleasant conditions before summer's going to make a return for your weekend. We'll break down what that means for your temperatures and also if we got any rain chances in the forecast. That coming up on your First One Weather Update after the break.
Whether you're a gourmet chef or an aspiring foodie, Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique has something to inspire you. Stop in for a grand opening this weekend. You'll find something you know you need and maybe something you didn't. Hazel and Lola's, located inside Wesco and Sparta. Tell them Peyton sent you.
We know the fentanyl coming from Mexico and China is a threat here in Wisconsin.
It's why Tammy Baldwin is working to stop it.
And Tammy passed the bipartisan Fend Off Fentanyl Act.
It takes on the Mexican cartels and the fentanyl coming from China.
And Tammy Baldwin voted 32 times to strengthen our border.
32 times to increase border patrols.
And technology to keep illegal drugs out. Because Senator Baldwin knows
keeping us safe is her first priority.
Tell Tammy Baldwin to keep securing our borders.
Improving your home, improving your life with new entry doors. Few things in your home get the constant use of the entry door. Older entry doors are often hard to open, hard to close, drafty, cold, ugly, insecure, or all of these things, a source of daily misery. Correctly installed entry doors provide a safety and security for your family. They are easy to operate, provide comfort, and say welcome to family and friends. Call or visit the Board Store for a prompt free estimate. Get more for less today and every day. The Board Store.
We would never hit 12 drunk.
Clutch it up drunk? Not a chance. Do a stoppie drunk? We would never drift drunk. So you should never drive drunk. Drive sober or get pulled over.
My day is packed. Client meetings.
Patient rounds.
Getting kids out the door.
But Eric Hovde thinks all women care about is Hollywood.
It's just deplorable. Sadly, with, females, they spend too much time focused on what's going on in Hollywood.
Well, guess what, Eric Hovde?
We know you supported overturning Roe versus Wade. And we know you'd vote for a national abortion ban, too.
Eric Hovde must think he knows better than us.
What is wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Whether you're a gourmet chef or an aspiring foodie, Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique has something to inspire you. Stop in for a grand opening this weekend. You'll find something you know you need and maybe something you didn't. Hazel and Lola's, located inside Wesco and Sparta. Tell them Peyton sent you.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
The Department of Natural Resources partnered with local law enforcement to teach kids to fish at the second annual Cops and Bobbers. Kids ages 7 to 15 were welcome to join officers at Black Hawk Park in DeSoto to fish and go on boat rides on the Mississippi. Community members donated boats and other supplies in order to make the event possible. Organizers started the program so kids who may have never been on the river had an opportunity to enjoy it.
Love fishing, but also helping kids would be the best part about this right now. Like going on boat rides, seeing other fish that they never seen before or never gone outdoors to fish.
He's right. The DNR put on a fish fry for all attendees with the fish that they had caught during the day. And we're going to send it over to Chief Meteorologist Greg Barnhart for our weather forecast. Your dog was looking a little concerned about this weekend's temps.
Yeah, Roman's not going to like these temps at all, and I'm not going to like them either. But if you like the heat and humidity, it is coming back. But we still got a couple days to go through before we see that. Overnight lows, once again, it could be in the 40s for a lot of locations, 50s, so definitely cool out there. A little bit cooler than we should be, but overall, could see some fog. Eau Claire had some earlier today. We could see another round tomorrow. So quiet still through Thursday. We're going to have a few showers. I'll see you. There's a system that's going to be lifting close. Could provide a sprinkle or two. Nothing heavy, nothing severe with that. And milder Friday, and then the temperature and the humidity start coming back up Saturday, but you'll definitely feel it Sunday. Big picture shows this ridge out to the west really is where the high pressure is and where the heat is. Further west, there's a very strong and cold kind of system that's going to be diving into the western part of the state. So we've been on this northwest edge right now, and that keeps us pleasant because we have that northwest wind aloft. And some of these systems that do kind of ride over and then dive southward, they tend to fall apart. So we get some clouds, and sometimes we get some precipitation with it, but that's very light. So we've been with that for about several days, and it's going to continue for a couple more. So as you wake up tomorrow, minus the fog, we'll still have some high clouds out there. Temperatures rising to probably in the 70s by noon. Notice the precipitation out to the west. That's that weak system that'll be approaching, kind of lifting north over the afternoon hours, but it will tend to fall apart and stay well to the north. So we're not expecting any precipitation through tomorrow afternoon, climbing probably into the upper 70s, near 80. Here's that precipitation kind of falling apart as it approaches Ladysmith. So it'll clear up to Ladysmith. That could be where a sprinkle could be in the evening hour. It won't be much, if anything else. Then overnight, this boundary, you almost could say, just kind of sits over the area. So we may see another round of some light showers late in the night, and this kind of represented right there through Friday morning's commute, and then it kind of just sags southward Friday, but tends to fall apart too once again. So we'll probably see more clouds than anything else Friday, but we might see a shower at least in the afternoon hours, and then it kind of falls apart Friday evening as it kind of just sags southward. So that's what we're dealing with Friday. So really still quiet, but you still might see a sprinkle or two. Temperatures overall will start improving, but notice the winds coming Saturday morning. They're going to start turning around because that's the start of the humidity and heat that's going to be arriving here. Big picture shows this big heat dome down to the south where they've seen plus 110 degrees plus in Texas is going to start lifting north. So by Saturday, we're going to see it just out to the west. This is the heat indices. We're looking at apparent temperatures closer to 100 in that purple. And you see that big bubble kind of grow. Really, Sunday is where I think could be the hottest day. Well, it could be in that 95 to 100 degree range for heat indices. And then by Monday, it kind of pushes a little bit to the east, still hot. And then by Tuesday, you'll start seeing it kind of push southeastward, that big dome. So we'll start seeing a little bit improvement, but not quite that much yet. But that's kind of what we're seeing. So if you look at up temperatures, how that represents, we're going to go well above average. We're probably going to be seeing 10 to 15 degrees above average as we go throughout Saturday and Sunday. But notice out west too, they're going to cool down, but we're going to heat up. So if you want the cooler air, go out west. But we still got a few days to go with the mild conditions. Temperatures tomorrow, very similar today, maybe a degree or two. We'll have some cloud cover, but overall, still pleasant conditions. And Friday, for the most part, still kind of mild, but then the heat does return this weekend, Sunday, and especially Monday. Then going into next week, we might start cooling back down towards the middle part of the week. And right now, Labor Day, which is the weekend after, looks pleasant right now and quiet. So that's the good news with going into Labor Day. But we are going to have some heat this weekend.
Yeah, I like how you said if you want the cooler temps, just head on out west. Like,
yeah, where I'm in Elko, where I grew up in Elko right now, their high temp for Monday is going to be 67. Their low is going to be 37.
Unbelievable.
So it's a cold system out there.
Right. Okay. All right. Thank you, Greg. Coming up in sports, the Brewers look to keep things rolling against the Cardinals. Plus, the Twins hoping to put an end to a brief skid against one of the hottest teams in baseball. Jacob's got the highlights up next.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
There's a side of Eric Hovde you might not know. In his 20s, he was diagnosed with MS, and in that moment, his life and priorities changed. Eric started Hovde Homes. Hovde Homes rescue abandoned children from sex trafficking and slavery. For children who never experienced real love, Hovde Homes offer the love, care, and support they need to heal. MS changed Eric's life, and thousands of children are alive today because of it.
Turn your collector car into cash. Remlinger Collector Car Auctions is now taking consignments for its fall auction on September 27th and 28th in Winona, Minnesota. Visit RemlingerAuctions.com to consign now and maximize your earnings. Early consigners receive the most exposure to our eager pre-qualified bidders. Reserve your spot today and join the excitement. Remlinger Collector Car Auctions, where every car has a story and every bid is an adventure.
Firefighters Credit Union now has credit cards. I know what some of you are thinking. The money man has sold his soul to the devil. Well, not quite. Unlike the big credit card issuers, we don't want you to pay interest. We don't want you to pay late fees. We don't want you to pay over the limit fees. We want you to use our card. If you use it correctly, you'll never pay a dime, and we'll pay you to use it. Are you intrigued? Give us a call and find out more today.
Whatever you were thinking, think bigger. It's the King Furniture Labor Day sale. Bigger selection and bigger discounts. Get up to 60% off the biggest names in furniture and 0% financing. Whoa, now that's big. Shop our huge inventory of in-stock furniture and have it in your home quick with free delivery. You won't want to miss this. It's the Labor Day sale going on now at King Furniture.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
Well, tomorrow the high school football season in Wisconsin begins. The wait is almost over and a few area teams look to start out 1-0. After a 9-2 season a year ago, La Crosse Central has a tough draw for week 1 as they take on Waunakee, who ended their season in 2023 in the second level of the playoffs. And both La Crosse schools will be starting on Thursday as Logan is also on the road. The Rangers will look to get off to a better start than they did last year when they began 0-2. And the annual Bangor-Melrose-Mindoro matchup is in store yet again. Bangor shut out the Mustangs last year in the opener, and they've dominated this series as of late. Also tomorrow, the Baltimore Ravens will be in Titletown for the last joint practice of the season before the two teams play on Saturday. After a rough showing against Denver back on Sunday, I'd imagine we see a more crisp effort from Green Bay. And Kenny Clark says they'll need to be sharp against a team with the quality that Baltimore has.
They're definitely a complete team. It's a team that that's always, in the last couple teams out of the year, going into the playoffs or the Super Bowl and all that kind of stuff. So, well-respected organization, and we decided to go against them, compete, and get better definitely.
Now, Matt LaFleur hasn't announced yet if the starters will suit up on Saturday's preseason game. He said he wants to see how the joint practice goes before deciding. Well, entering today, the Brewers had an 11.5 game lead in the NL Central, which is understandably the biggest in Division baseball. They were hoping to extend that lead and even further continue their dominance over St. Louis this season. Cards up 1 in the 4th when Mason Wynn is going to serve one through the 5-6 hole to extend their home side's lead. St. Louis faithful feeling good early, but here comes the crew. 3-0 count for William Contreras, and Wild Bill is sitting on the off-speed pitch, smacking it to left field, and that would get down and tie things up. And it would stay tied until the 7th when the Rook comes through with another clutch moment that puts Milwaukee in front. Jackson Chourio is having a heck of a season, but St. Louis would respond in their half of the inning. Lucan Baker with a pinch hit appearance. He comes through in a big way. That knots things up once again. To the 8th we go. Another newcomer with a big at-bat, Joey Ortiz, hitting one to the left center gap, and that ball clanks against the wall and will score Willie Adames and Rhys Hoskins to put the Brewers back in front. The Cardinals will battle back in the 9th, sending this one to extras. Then they load the bases, and Nolan Arenado crushes a walk-off grand slam to give St. Louis the win. And the Twins looking to avoid the sweep in the city that Ron Burgundy built. Austin Martin gets the party started in the 4th inning, and this one was a doozy for Padres pitcher Matt Waldron. That double down the line scores 2 to make it 3-0. A few batters later, it's Royce Lewis up with runners on the corners. He shoots one back up the middle to score Willie Castro, and that would make it 5-zip. And coming up next is Matt Wallner, and Matt is good with the bat right here. He knew it was gone the second it hit the barrel. That 3-run jack ups the lead to 8. A day like this had to feel good for Minnesota. They lost 3 straight, and Padres pitching really felt the wrath here today. Martin again coming through with a knock down the third base line. Matt Waldron allowing a career-high 10 runs in this outing. The Twins go on to take this one 11-4, handing San Diego their 7th loss in 29 games. So nice bounce back for the Twins.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about the Brewers because maybe a jinx.
I didn't realize that they lost. I know. I said I was going to wear my Brewers hat for good luck, and I didn't. So it's my fault.
It was looking good. It was looking good until the end, and then just kind of gave it away. But we have such a big lead in the division. Things like this, you don't like when it happens, but it's not the worst.
And it was 7 consecutive wins.
Yeah, they had 6. It was going for 7.
It was going for 7. So, okay, next time. But good game, rather. Anyways, we'll be back with more news right after this.
Refresh your space with a mid-century makeover at Ashley. During the Labor Day sale, discover statement pieces starting at $499.99. Plus, get 0% interest for 5 years on in-store purchases. No minimum purchase required. Shop more deals in-store and online.
My cancer drugs, $1,800 per month.
My hospital bill for a heart attack, $241,544.18.
I'm Rebecca Cook. My parents are like a lot of folks hit hard by sky-high medical bills, and with hospital closures, access to care is an even greater challenge. So what does Derek Van Orden say? Destroy Badger Care, gut Medicare, deny women reproductive care. I'll fight for affordable health care. Derek Van Orden won't, and that's why I approve this message.
Go get him, honey.
This is a hallway. Doesn't evoke much feeling. But to those facing cancer or a complex condition, it feels like relief. Because all the doctors, treatments, and technology you've been fighting to find, they're all right here, under one roof, connected by hallways instead of highways. East Park Medical Center, coming soon. UW Health, remarkable.
It's Toyota's National Sales Event. Swipe into end of summer fun with an exciting new Toyota. Whether you're paddleboarding in a RAV4, mountain biking in a Tacoma, or tubing with your best friends in a Camry, you'll find plenty to post about all summer long.
Right now, during Toyota's National Sales Event, you can lease a new Tacoma for $349 a month, or get 2.99% APR for 60 months on a new Tundra.
Come in today. Ooh, like
Toyota, let's go places.
Labor Day mattress deals are happening now at Ashley. For a limited time, save up to $1,000 on select mattress purchases. Plus, get 0% interest for 5 years on in-store purchases. Only at Ashley.
You earn trust by making a commitment and sticking to it and being there when needed, all day, every day. We work hard for this trust because we, like you, expect more. We are News 8 Now.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
The Hunger Task Force of La Crosse held its 13th annual Taste of the Garden fundraiser today at Kane Street Community Garden. Each year, the task force has the event filled with wine tastings, live music, and samplings of food dishes from area restaurants inspired by items grown in their garden. They also do tours of the garden, silent auctions, and raffles for free wine. Shelley Fortner says she's proud of their garden, and it's more important now than ever to bring freshly grown produce into the area. Funds raised by the event go towards supporting the Kane Street Community Garden and the food recovery program to end hunger in the area. Looks like fun. Greg will have one final look at your forecast when we come back.
Join the conversation at facebook.com/news8000. Or you can always find us at news8000.com.
Right now, it's the Labor Day sale at Home Furniture. Get up to an extra 10% off sale prices, like this counter table and 4 chairs for just $999. Or pay no interest for 3 years during the Labor Day sale, going on now at Home Furniture.
Welcome to Washington, D.C. You got a bunch of loudmouth, preening politicians. It's absolute chaos. I'm Derek Van Orden, and after 26 years as a Navy SEAL, there's a few things that I learned. You stay on mission, you know what you're fighting for, and sometimes you gotta get a little dirty to finish the job. Let's go, kids. Not you. Not you. You. Let's go. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Get your ideal combination of power and capability. And experience hands-free highway driving technology with Ford Blue Cruise, available on select vehicles. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event, so make it yours. Make it now. Get up to $7,400 in total savings on a new 2024 Ford F-150, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Improving your home, improving your life with new windows. If you are tired of old windows that don't open or close properly, that are drafty and cold, that are rotting and falling apart, your life can be better. Enjoy comfort, convenience, and peace of mind with new windows. Feel good when your home looks great inside and out. Call or visit the Board Store for a prompt free estimate. Get more for less today and every day. The Board Store, 524 Copeland, La Crosse.
At Sealands Carpetland, we know how hard your family can be in your home. Relax. We're more than just a flooring store. We're your partners that can create a home. Last a lifetime. Our flooring from Sealands is perfect for muddy feet
and water balloon fights.
Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley, our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
Right now at Homeworld Rugs, get 15% off area rug sale prices. Discover a stunning array of patterns, sizes, and shapes with expert guidance in every showroom to ensure you find your perfect rug. 15% off area rugs going on now at Homeworld Rugs.
You earn trust by making a commitment and sticking to it and being there when needed, all day, every day. We work hard for this trust because we, like you, expect more. We are News 8 Now.
All right, Roman's going to like the patio forecast right now. You see those good temperatures. He's going to like tomorrow. He's not going to like this weekend very much with that hot, humid conditions. We might see a shower Thursday night. Maybe a shower could be Friday night, Saturday night. Those will be light, not much rain. But it'll be the heat and humidity this weekend. It'll be the bigger story going into early next week.
Does he like sprinklers though, or do you have a little baby pool for him?
He's not really a lot of water type dog either. No.
Oh, okay, well I'll get one then. Fine. Okay, thank you so much for joining us tonight at 10. We'll see you tomorrow.